Hey guys, my name is Dolph, and this time I wanted to show you my second time clearing Hard Valtan. And this is actually my first time clearing Gate 1 on hard mode. I've only been able to clear normal because I haven't been able to find a party with supports, and full DPS party, Gate 1 is pretty rough if you don't have supports. So yeah, I'll just show you guys my build, and it's actually time for the raid itself. So yeah, this fight as a Gunslinger is actually pretty easy, by the way. Like, you just need to try to stay just far enough from the boss so you don't get hit by the spin and his normal attacks, but also not too far so you don't get hit by the other AoEs, like the big circle after the spin. But yeah, don't miss your awakening like this. It's not good. And as for battle items, I have my potions ready, of course, but I don't really need to use them because we have a paladin on the party. I of course have panacea and sacred charms. Those are kinda needed for the bleed stacks. That's the only hard part of this fight actually, other than the orb mechanic. Managing your bleed stacks. But yeah, we have a paladin for that, and the other party actually had a gunlancer, so this is actually a pretty easy clear. And yeah, as a Gunslinger, you really only need to pay attention to like your positioning and like dealing DPS, but it's really not that bad. You have very much freedom in your positioning, and you can see here I almost died actually to the bleed stacks, and I panic used a panacea. I'm not sure if I was one of those guys who had the bleed go off, but yeah, that's like the only hard thing to manage if you're not paying too much attention to your debuffs. But yeah, the orb mechanic is coming up soon, in like 10 more bars. We are using Vey. I haven't actually played with a party that used Tyrane instead of Vey. Even though like the orb mechanic is not that bad, but you know, it's most parties just stick to Vey because it's much more simple. It's hard to mess up Vey. I've been using Vey. Everyone just runs south, and you just use Vey to do like 90% of the stagger. And then everyone can just go and finish off the stagger without taking any orbs, and you just wait for the orbs to expire. But yeah, it's like we don't have too much DPS with this party actually. I think it's kinda mostly on item level. I'm actually 1460, so I have an easier time dealing DPS. I'm more tanky and I deal more damage. And I also have a lot of experience with this fight already. I've been viping on this even on normal for multiple hours. I think I have, well, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 hours of experience with this raid. Maybe, I mean Gate 1 at least. Gate 2 I have much more experience than that because, again, I've only been able to play with full DPS parties, no supports. So I actually had to use a lot of potions, and I had to get used to the mechanics and trying to not get hit. So I now have a lot of experience, which is actually not bad. Like I don't feel bad at all for having spent so much time viping on Gate 2. Yeah, the darkness happens here because we lack DPS. We are not doing enough DPS. And the first orb mechanic is coming up. The raid leader, we just go to the middle, use Vey, and we just stay on the south. Simple stuff. I'm not sure if there's anything else I should say. I've been using some potions here because we've been not managing the bleed stacks well, and yeah, I've also been taking some unnecessary damage. I'm not playing great here, but it does get the job done. Yeah, then this blue guy comes up. He always has either the green, a red, or a blue thing on his arm. And based on that, he throws a different thing on the floor. The green one is this like segmented explosion. he throws it under everyone who's alive, and that's why you need to like kind of stack up before he does the throw, so that everyone can run away to a safe spot. But you can also throw the blue one, which is going to happen now, and this is like, this freezes the whole screen if someone gets hit, so you can either run away from this to try and dodge it, or if you have your spacebar up, then you can just use your spacebar to like jump into the attack, and that way you don't get frozen. And I don't think that actually deals damage too. But yeah, you can see I have the golden orb buff on my buff bar. You can see it flashing, and that means that I need to hit the blue guy. And thankfully we actually have a party that knows how to separate the boss. Like, if you get targeted by one of the bosses, you just wanna either pull it to the other side of the arena, so that the attacks don't, like, fill your screen, so you can actually dodge things. Or you can actually, like, talk to your party beforehand to say that, like, the blue guy goes to 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock. And based on that, you can separate the bosses. Okay, we are trying to not deal DPS here, because, you know, the second orb mechanic happens at 15 bars, and we don't have Way up yet, so we need to wait with the DPS for Way to come back. Yeah, and by the way, this party, I believe, was a 7 or a 6-man static, or like a private group, and I was the only person joining from the party finder. I think so, at least. And yeah, after this, we actually went for gate 2 with this party, but we were just unable to clear it. We spent so much time, and we came so close, by the way, 2 times actually. It was really unfortunate, because we were under 1 bar, we were on the last bar for 2 times in like maybe 3 or 4 hours of trying.
Take this, don't you?
And then the party disassembled, and I found another party, which I spent, I don't know, maybe 2 hours trying with, or maybe like 40 minutes, I'm not sure. But we again failed to clear it, and then I found another party, which I actually managed to clear gate 2 with in, I think, 3 tries, and that's going to be the one that we're going to take a look at after this. So yeah, I will actually show you guys the clock when we're switching to gate 2. You can see that it's 7 PM CET at the moment, and the clock is going to like move forward by like 7 hours or 6 hours or something. That's the time I actually spent trying to clear gate 2, but yeah, I had no luck. At least for those 7 hours. Afterwards we actually cleared it. But yeah, I don't think I need to say anything else for like gate 1. So I think I'm just gonna let the gameplay roll out, and I'm gonna see you guys back when we're doing gate 2. Alright, so that's gate 1 cleared. And I actually got MVP. But of course I got because I think I'm the highest item level here. And, you know, Gunslinger is actually really easy to play once you get the hang of it. So yeah, you can look at the clock right now. And it's like, what, 4, 5, 6 hours later. 5.5 hours later, or something like that. But yeah, this is after about 5 hours of wiping. And this is the attempt that we actually cleared with. And this was actually the first time I used dark grenades instead of flame grenades here, because, you know, like, Gunslinger has a lot of amount of hits abilities, especially on my pistols. So you don't really need the flame grenade for that specific mechanic that freezes people. But yeah, here you just wanna deal as many weak points as you can, even after the stagger. And I actually used 2 of my sniper abilities before the first charge, because I know that it comes back off cooldown for this second charge. As you can see here, I already have them up. And yeah, here I'm just trying to deal as much DPS as I can, so that after the second X attack, like this attack, when you need to run around and dodge the X's, we are as close to 130 bars as we can be. But yeah, this is just bread and butter stuff. It's just a procedure that you need to go through, pretty much. You need to destroy the 2 armor of Valtan. I usually use my shotgun for destruction, and I'm in the weak point, and my grenades, just to make sure that we do destroy the armor. Because one of my shotgun abilities, well, that's on my queue, I don't know the name, Last Request. It is Last Request, I think. I believe these 2 points of weak points, and all of my other abilities that deal weak points are all level 1, so that's why I always start with that one. But yeah, the wipe mechanic is coming up, and we're of course using Valtan, because, you know, it's hard to keep the blue orbs going for everyone. I don't know what that achievement is. I just got it. And yeah, when this attack happens, by the way, if you're being targeted by Valtan with the 4 smashes, all you need to do is just run away. You don't need to, like, try to tank it with a shield or run around or anything. Running around is the worst. Running around is the worst thing that you can do, because he's gonna just hit everyone. So if you're being targeted, just try to run back. Don't run around. You just need to run away, so that he doesn't, like, smash all around him. But yeah, this is the next phase. It's just more DPS time. Yet again, like here, in these situations, it's just so easy to deal them with just Gunslinger. Like, you see this attack, and you know that he's gonna do a front attack, a back attack, and then a front attack again, and you have, like, I don't know, 6 or 5 seconds of dealing 3 DPS if you know where to stand. You just need to, like, see the attack and know what to do. When he does the silencing scream, he does this outer or inner attack. And if the X is glowing, then you need to run away, and if the X is not glowing, then you need to stay in front of Valtan, so you don't get hit. That actually deals a lot of damage, and it can easily one-shot squishy classes. Yeah, so this is the pizza. This is again a lot of free DPS time, because, you know, only one person gets targeted, and this is like, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 seconds of dealing 3 DPS. So here you can do, like, I don't know, 10 plus bars maybe, even on item level. This attack is kind of hard to dodge, by the way. Like, I'm not sure what you need to do here. But yet again, the front, back, front. If you stay like a bit further back than like the middle of his side, then you're not gonna get hit. And you can just use all of your skills. Okay, this is the orbs. All of the orbs need to be picked up, and then Valtan needs to be countered. I just went for the counter. And afterwards the explosions still happen a few times, so you really want to try and stay an A position that allows you to not get hit by the explosions. It's usually in the middle or like where the orb actually spawned. Yeah, he's destroying one of the sides. When he jumps up like that at 90 bars, you want to stay in the middle to see which side he's actually gonna destroy. Here you don't necessarily need to DPS, you can use some of your lower damaging skills, but you know, he's not taking too much damage here, so you just wanna stay safe. Most of this raid is actually just trying to stay alive, because, you know, dealing DPS is not bad. You have a lot of openings to deal with DPS, but the hard thing is actually staying alive, because even if you're like overgeared, if you don't have super armor, when you get hit, you will just get knocked off. Oh yeah, I just remembered that at the end there's actually gonna be something very funny happening. I found it really funny, but it actually didn't end up mattering. But it was a pretty big mistake actually. But yeah. Thank God that I'm actually this over leveled, because this would have been much more rough. I mean, overgeared. Like, I would have died here 100% if I was 14, 15. Yeah, when he does this jump attack, he usually does the spin back, but here he does not. He does the cross attack. And then the portals. When the portal happens, you just you have like two options basically. You either try to hug a wall and prepare to use potions and shields, or you can try to run away from all the portals happening, and you can actually see where Valtan is going to run from the portals by looking at the effect, I guess. But yeah, that's much harder to pull off, so you're actually better off just trying to hug the wall. Here you wanna stack, so the AoE goes in one position, and then just jump away, then the counter happens. Here everyone can just run in front of the boss and try to counter. You know the drill, you hear, like, you actually hear 3 grunts, but there's 2 that happen like right after each other. Ooh, this is a rough one. Our Sork dies to this crab like I don't know how many times, but you know, it's kind of hard as a Sork, because if you don't have a dash when he does this mechanic, then you can't really dodge it, I guess. You can't really walk away. This is a counter. Yeah. He does that grab a few times, sometimes. And if you don't have much mobility, then it's kind of hard to dodge and you're just gonna get grabbed. And it's like, in this situation, it's a guaranteed death. But I think you can actually tank it if you have like shields and you don't fall off afterwards. He does the spin back here. I should go to the heal because I have a bard here, not a paladin. As I said, this is a different group from the group that I cleared gate 1 with. And I'm actually pretty sure that from here everyone leaves. Everyone lives through at least 2 ghost phase. But in ghost phase we have like just a few people living. This attack is so free, by the way. You just need to, like, after the first smash, you go to his front. You don't need to, but you can go to like the front side of his side. And after he did the back smash, you can just go to his back and again do 3 DPS. He's destroying the other part of the arena. You can see that there's a special mechanic going on when the stagger bar looks up. You can see that under his HP bar there should be a stagger bar, which will appear after this mechanic again, I think. But if it's locked up, then that means that there's some sort of mechanic that's going to happen. So usually when the stagger bar locks up, if you don't know what's going on, it's a good time to like stop DPSing and just take a look at the boss and see what he's doing. Like, you see that he has the stagger bar right now, so this is just normal attacks at the moment. All that Valtan comes down to, honestly, is just seeing an attack and knowing where the hit is going to happen, so that you can dodge it, I think. That's what I think. Oh, I almost died here. I actually had an attempt where we died exactly in this position. Like if I find it, I will show it to you guys. It was really funny because you know that he does the Valtan does the counter stand, and if you deal too much stagger to him when he does that, he's actually gonna do a spin and he will just either kill everyone or knock all of them off. And we had everyone knocked off by that because I think a Sork Doomsday or something. It's actually really funny that even if it's like even if it ends up wasting 20 minutes of your time. I have a hard time talking today. But yeah, this is Ghostface. It's like, honestly, Ghostface is all about experience and knowing attacks, because you know Valtan just stands in the middle and he just does normal attacks and his grab, and then the other ghosts appear and you just need to counter. So it's like you don't really need to focus on DPS at this point. You need to counter the ghosts so that his armor breaks and you can use Tyrane and finish him off. But yeah, the rough thing about this that actually kills a lot of people is when Valtan does this cross attack, like this one, and people get knocked up who are trying to do the counter, you know, and you like trust them to do the counter and you're on the other side trying to do DPS, but they get hit by the cross, they get knocked up and they obviously can't do the counter. So, oh, I almost died here again. Yeah, I don't know, when this raid is so exciting. But yeah, when the cross happens, I usually like to, just like this is what I was gonna say, you space bar into the cross, so you get hit, but you don't get knocked off or knocked up, and you can just do the counter afterwards. That is actually kind of the play that I think it's really important to utilize if you're playing in pop groups, because a lot of people get hit by the cross. Oh, that was almost a grab on the sword. Here I use my Awakening, because he's taking a lot of damage now. We have already destroyed all the armor, so yeah. And at this point we're pretty much just waiting for Tyrane, trying not to die. And now we have Tyrane. I think at this point he will just kill him, but yeah, we actually... Oh my god. We used Vey. And... yeah, the raid leader accidentally used Vey, and instead of straight up killing Valtan, we only dealt like 6 bars maybe, 6 or 7 bars of his HP with Vey. But yeah, that was the clear actually. It wasn't that bad, honestly. It's not hard at all, as long as everyone knows the mechanics and the regular attacks. That's all that it really comes down to. And again, I got MVP because I'm overgeared, and Gunslinger is an easy class. Gunslinger is an easy class because it's hard to get the hang of it, because you need to do a lot of weapon switching and it's like high APM. But once you have like the muscle memory for it, it becomes really easy, because you have, you know, the freedom of positioning. You don't need to stay in front of the boss or at the back of the boss. You can just stand anywhere where you know that you're not gonna get hit, and you're pretty much free to do DPS, because you have really good range, even on your shotgun. But yeah, this was it. So I don't think I wanted to say anything else. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you're having fun with the game still. I hope the bot situation is going to be solved soon, and like the RMT stuff. Yeah, it's really bad right now, but hopefully it's going to get better soon. We can only hope. It's all up to AGS and Biogate, I guess. But there's not much that the players can do, I don't think, other than complaining and trying to give more exposure about the problem. That's what I think. But yeah, next week I'm actually going to get my relic weapon finally. I only have 2-piece salvation at the moment, the 2-piece salvation set. And I'm going to craft my nightmare gun and then my nightmare helmet, I think. But by that time there actually might be a Vikings release happening, hopefully. They said mid-June, I think. Yeah, they said mid-June for Vikings release, and next week is already almost the end of June. So it's getting delayed, but I personally don't really have a problem with it. At least we are like getting more people used to this raid, Valtan. Like, it's only this week that I actually finally feel comfortable going into Valtan, because up until here I always was very nervous, I guess, going in with random people. But I finally feel a lot more confident with my ability to stay alive during the whole raid, because I have spent 6 hours trying to clear it, and I only died, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times, I think. So yeah, I finally feel a lot more confident, but yeah, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Keep having fun, and I will see you all next time.